What is going on, guys? Just getting things squared away here. Welcome to FTG Live Series number 6 at Lawfolds. Just got done doing a little something over at Giants Island '09, so I'm kind of glad to be back to where civilization and where roads actually do lead into the farm. So, a couple things. Catching up those that have not been necessarily on stream real quick. I went ahead and did mod money into this to get me one of each. I got one tipper trailer, I got one harvester, and then I got one of the tracked challengers and one of the other tracked challengers in this case. And the cultivator and the seeder, that was it. So everything else going past and beyond this is going to be money that I make off of this stuff. I've actually enjoyed working with a lot of this, a lot of these equipment. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I've always played pretty much in the medium farm range, and now I've actually kind of barreled out a little bit and got into some of this bigger stuff, and I actually really like it. So this stuff's a little bit different than what I had in 15. So I'm a-okay with it. A few things today just to set up, and then I want to welcome everybody. Whoops, just about messed up there. One thing I wanted to do today, and I'm not actually, I don't have anything over there right yet. I'm gonna actually be getting some things over there. Sheep, I've took money that I had last time. I had invested in some things after my game crashed last time. I'm actually gonna be saving quite frequently now. Gosh, I just felt like there's so much. My mind's going 20 miles. I mean, it's going like 20 gazillion miles an hour. I actually bought some more sheep. And then I'll go to the end here. I've actually picked quite a bit of this up. I've shared some of this grass, obviously, with my sheep here at the sheep farm, and I've also got still quite a bit of windrow grass down here at the bottom that I'm actually transporting back over to the cow silage pit. I decided that I was actually going to do silage and was not going to do silage bales for this one in particular. So we'll see how that all operates. So with that, at least giving you an idea of what's going on, at least what I'm planning on doing tonight. I'll use this opportunity to thank, got some new subs here. So it looks like we got Moskop 85, Christian Gustafsson, waiting on this little ticker to go by, Model Farmer 12441, and Mason Slaughter. Welcome, guys. Glad you guys have subbed. If I missed some other guys that maybe have subbed right before them, I apologize. If you've subbed recently, you don't see your name, it's because you don't share that information with people in the public sphere, and that's quite okay. But if you're wondering why I wasn't there, that's where it is. So one thing I'm actually going to look at today, and I'm actually going to ride over there with the old Massey 7000 series here. I want to walk over to cows because I've got an idea, at least for me on this map. I don't typically tend to keep huge animal farms. I may wind up getting some away from doing harvesting and field work on this map and actually get into a bigger dairy operation, but I've never had a huge operation. So we'll kind of see. We'll see how this works out. I don't know if it's going to be quite big enough. Hey, what's going on, Ben? Doing quite well. How about yourself? And Mr. Smile, I guess that was supposed to be hi FTG. Here, let me actually put chat back up on. Yeah, there we go. That way people watching later on can see what's going on. Glad you're a big fan. Appreciate that a lot. What is going on, Brandon? How are you? Some big fields down here, big grass field. I know Chuck was telling me today, field 39, he couldn't hire a worker on that. If you're wondering on grass fields how to hire a worker, got to plow it. Got to plow it first, go down and then plant grass over everything that you plow, and then you can hire a worker on it. The squarer, the better. If you do a lot of curved edges, you're going to have to kind of clean those up anyway at some point, but the workers will work it actually pretty well. Windrow, cut grass, actually do a pretty decent job. So we are now approaching the cow stalls. We still actually got the lights on in there. It's kind of cool. Oh, look at there! I tagged the water trailer along. So I've got about 60% here of that is actually filling up. That's pretty good. So here's my idea. I'm not a huge fan of cutting the... I'm going to drop this right here. I'm not a huge fan of cutting the sheep pen pasture, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a huge fan of cutting that. And I'm also neither really a huge fan of really doing myself a ton of work in field 39. Because the thing that I know, especially in this map, is if you cut it once or double cut it, you're going to literally have grass there forever. It's not going to go anywhere. Now, the one thing about cutting all of 39, hey, appreciate that, Brandon. I just catching up with chat there. Appreciate that, man. One thing about this one is I'm thinking this field is actually going to be cuttable. It's not an owned field. As you can see, it's just grassland like it would be around any of the fields. So this can all be cut. Now my assumption is that I can actually plow this and fertilize it. Now here's the key. I say this in every time I cut grass because there's always some new guys that are checking things out. One of the things about cutting grass is if you plow it and then cut it, it automatically fertilizes it for that one time. Whether you're on 3 times or whether or not you're on 1 time fertilizer, this will always happen. So as soon as I cut this after I've plowed it and replanted it, it will pop up again as fertilized once, which always helps. Now the thing is, you could make some small grass bale operation down here for use in the cows, because cows need grass separately from when they need the TMR, the total mixed ration. So you still could do grass this way and have a much smaller, more controlled area for grass cutting. That would not entail you to go down and spend tons of time at a grass field kind of obscurely on the other side of the map. So just to think this is the way that I'm going to try to approach this. We'll see how it works. It may be hugely successful, and it may not be all that successful. Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, Patrick? Mario, are you saying just for grass or any other crop? Now, if you plow, you get the 10% for plowing it. And if you cut the grass, because here's the ins and outs of this. And I'm actually going to, as I'm talking, I'm going to deliver this back to the sheep, because I'll have to buy another one of these down here by the cows. And I will talk as I go. Because I have to go get my mowers, and I'm going to have to go get the plow and everything up there, and then bring that back down. The one thing about it is the way that grass works in this game is twofold. You have your normal grass that is where it's always been, and then you also have what is almost like oilseed radish. If you've bought, I'll just have to show you this. I actually did a weeder video. If you look at the Nomadic Star 900, this one will plant, actually you can see it down here at the bottom, it will plant grass and oilseed radish. And the way that what happens when you plant a plowed field with grass, 2 things can happen. You can cultivate it immediately without having to plow it again, just like a crop. So grass grows on that field as a crop. So once it's cut, it acts this very same exact thing as oilseed radish. So if I were to cut grass, it is going to fertilize the field once. So if you have 3 fertilization states, then that grass cutting is going to give it 1. So then you could, between each other stage of growth, fertilize it and get 100% return. So you'd assumedly get 200% grass return. So that's the one option. So it works exactly the same as oilseed, except you're not actually cultivating it back into the ground, which is kind of that's the key. You don't have to cultivate it. If you wanted to, you could just cultivate right over it, and then you could plant corn in the middle of the cow pen if you wanted to. So just I don't think it's supposed to work that way, but it does. So whenever you cut grass, it essentially fertilizes it once when you cut it, which is kind of cool. Um, Plus, you get the extra if you do go back in and you plow the field that's already been there. You have to create a new field, but yeah, you could do the same thing here in the sheep farm as well. You don't. This is all regular grass in here. It's not plowed, so you could still take your plow in the grass in the sheep pen and do the exact same thing over there and get more grass out of it. The fields, if you're going to plant grass and do silage fields, I mean, it's almost easier than doing corn, just to go in and do it like that. But some people don't do that because that's a little bit more on the unrealistic side. Let's see, let's get that put back in there. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so this time we'll take this back up to the farm. Xbox on FS17. That's not. There's a lot of Xboxers, man, on this stream. Not that it's anything wrong with that. It's kind of funny, Brandon, because I mean, it's got so many guys on Xbox on here. Now this is a good map. You can kind of you guys can see on there. It's Brandon just made the comment. He started farming on this map, and it's a good one. The more that I play it, the more that I continue to start to enjoy it. It's really got a lot of good things going on with it. It's definitely a good one. I will play this one. This one in Chillington will probably get my votes going forward a little bit. I kind of drove around on Chillington and kind of missed a little bit of it. It was a good map. It just kind of came out and got swarmed with all the other map releases. So hopefully, I'll probably share the load between this one and Chillington. I like both of those. Coldburr is still good, but everybody's streaming Coldburr right now. There's a lot of people in Coldburr right now just farming it for themselves. So instead of the big ones, I love these are part of the mods. They're the Jimpa plows. This is the widest one. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is well worth the money because you can get and do. You gotta have a little bit stronger of a tractor to pull it, but it's a good one. It's one of my favorite plows. Oh yeah, Scott there. It's talking about old stream. So I'm not sure. I know I had seen. I don't know exactly where I saw it, but I did see where they were confirming wanting to bring that to console, so that is extremely exciting. The other part of that I noticed was the guy that was in the forums that you had sent me that link to, or you had said in stream a couple episodes ago. That was basically, he was just speaking Italian, and what he was saying was he was really hoping that old streams came to farm sim. I mean, not farm sim, but came to console. And he was just saying that he hoped it came to console because it was exactly like it was where he lived in Italy. So that's what that translated to. I was kind of thinking, oh, this might be, he just doesn't speak English and he's speaking Italian, and yay, we're gonna get all this great stuff. And yeah, not quite, but I'm glad you were able to somewhat confirm there that they were gonna bring that into console. That'll be exciting. I'll be looking forward to that. Another one that may possibly come down is Portland Bill. That's going to be a huge map, over like 200 fields on PC, but I would imagine we'll probably get, at least I would think we might get a dumbed down version for console. But we'll see. There hasn't been any kind of, I don't have any kind of insider info on that. It's just a hope. It's a pretty good video. It's the same guy, Oxygen David, that did Chellington, so it's got the same flavor, but just on a much more expansive way. It looks good though. It looks solid. PC guys will love it because it's absolutely humongous. Alright, so I'm going to throw this mower up here, and then I'm going to go grab that plow. We'll see how that works. I may actually get some of the might go ahead and start that. I might see if I can manage both of these. It might be a little tough, but I'll see what I can do. Only thing is just a little bit of a haul around here because you got to go all the way down the south end of the map. I like it if we could cut across. I have not yet seen if you can cut across there on the north end, the northwest corner of field 3. I don't know if there's a gate up there that you can actually access and then come straight down, but that would actually be nice. What kind of mod map do I want next? I mean, I know this is not exactly the answer people would want to hear, but I guess if I had my choice, I would say the one thing that I would want is a map that's similar to this, maybe without all the hedges and collisions. But to me, in the way that I typically operate with these maps, is if it's laid out very well and it seems like it is a realistic place, then I typically am very excited to play it. So there's some of these maps that really just kind of, I don't know, they kind of lose it for me a little bit in some regards. Just like Giants Island 09. That one's, not very good. And it's, it never really was intended. It was just meant to just kind of come out as a nostalgia map for those guys that were playing Farm Sim in 2009, which I don't even know how old this franchise goes back, honestly. I have no idea, but I would say 2009 is probably pretty doggone close to getting near the start of this. But the layout of that map is not right. It's definitely completely outside fictional, which is fine if that's your thing, but I like the way this map is laid out. I just think the hedges and all the cobblestone areas on the sides of the fields kind of make it challenging, which I'm not opposed to. I sometimes appreciate the challenging nature of a map more so than just the ease and the workability of the map. Because once you get to a certain point, you do want something that is going to challenge you a little bit, something that's going to give you something to work to, especially with the money mod in place. You've got to go above and beyond to not get caught up in the, well, I don't have anything to do. I'm kind of bored of doing this, so I'm just going to stop playing because there's nothing else to work for. And, okay, you say a big American mod map. Well, I think that's something that is eventually going to come. I'm surprised that the big American mod map has not surfaced yet, and I will, well, I will say this. My initial thought for why there has not been a big American mod map so far is because there's no, there does not seem to be very many American modding groups that are modding anything. Every single map that's come out so far has been done by someone overseas. Lostberg was that was German, kind of born. You had Lawfolds was obviously this was I guess Scotland or Irish. I'm not exactly sure. I think that was the background was Scotland or Ireland, one of the two. And then you had the other one, Coldborough, which was European, British styled, UK style. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I could sit there and kind of contemplate on that all day long. At some point, an American map will come through. I just don't know when. I was going to say a race of chickens, but I wouldn't mind. Oh, something else. This is just, and I want to set this up right off the bat before I start this. This is pure speculation. This is just my thought process into how companies market themselves. I mean, I'm kind of involved with branding every day, or at least somewhat branding and figuring out how to make a brand better. And that's not just not just with FTG, but brands have kind of become my thing. I enjoy seeing how companies brand themselves and how different things happen. And I've kind of been watching Giants over the past couple of weeks, especially when it comes to regards to their form usage, to their DLC, to anything that's supposed to be coming out. Now I have to give some credit to this Chuck that was just in that was in chat a little bit earlier. He had made the comment that he had seen in the forums where someone had basically just railed Giants in the forums and said, you said we were going to get some info on some DLC. You were going to get something, give us something to be looking for, because essentially, they still have to sell. Well, it's a tight fit through that gate. They still have to sell DLC, plus try to sell season pass and all that other, mumbo jumbo. So the thing about it that I thought was interesting after he said that, I went back and looked. Giants' response to that was what was interesting. And Giants' response to that was more along the lines of, it's not finished yet, and we're still working on it. So look for something to come out in the next couple of weeks as we refine the process, or whatever they said. Something about refining something in there. You can see it in the forums. I think it's in the modding and media section. But anyway, I thought that's odd, because if it was a tractor pack, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't have a tractor pack already done, because typically that stuff is already done from day one, or at least they know what they're doing, and that stuff is already modeled, it's put in, it's done. So I just thought that's awful odd for that to be something that they're going to start talking about now. So anyway, my thought on that was, I don't know if it's possible, if they are going to be running down some other type of avenue of scripted use of something like a GPS, or some type of a course play, or something that involves coding. I don't know. It's interesting. I just thought the response to that kind of someone getting on them is hard. I just thought that was very, very interesting. Because like I said, if it was a tractor pack, there wouldn't be anything that hugely, crazy about it. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start on this. I don't want to have to make myself do too much work, but I don't want to get so close up to that. I don't want to get so close up to that thing there that I kind of mess myself up. Let's see. So the one thing about the help window is to make sure I do the create fields. There we go. So we'll lower it, and then let's start pulling the plow. So basically what I'm going to do here, just pull this straight out, and I'll determine, I may do this bottom area, I may not, I don't know. Because this is still to do grass down here. If you double cut this and it fertilizes, it's not going to take too much. And what do I do for a living? Well, I do a couple things. I do a lot of branding with churches, worship leader at my own church, and then on top of that, I am a woodworker. So I do a lot of custom projects for people that are wanting custom woodworking, and that's typically where my stuff goes. One thing that I would like to get into is YouTube. Don't know if that will completely happen, whether I do donations or monetize it and try to do a legit thing, but definitely got to get subs and all that stuff up. But I'm on a good start, so I feel pretty good with that. So yeah, that's what I do. I do work a lot with a lot of churches in the area, helping brand the church and brand their what they're doing, branding their services, getting the word out to different people. So it's good. It's a good gig. I like it. I've just been able to transfer a lot of that right into to FTG and YouTube, and it has worked pretty good so far. Yes, branding this plow is awesome. It's straight lines, so if you do hire the workers on this, once you have done a plow, Once you do hire workers on it, they actually plow the field straight. It's very easy to line it up as well. The other thing about it is that the other ones that are really long, like the Salford plows, they're good and all, but they're not really much wider than this one. I think this one's 4.7 meters, which is roughly, it's 4.7 at 2.7 feet per meter, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, roughly somewhere around a 12 foot, maybe 12 or maybe even 14-foot header. Not header, but length. I think the other ones are 5.2 or 3 maybe. I'd have to go back and look, but you're really not missing but just a couple of feet. So the thing is with this one, I'm planning on cutting this myself. I am not going to really hire workers in this field because you wouldn't have much field left by the time you gave your workers room to grow and turn around. So I will go this all the way up to the fence, and then I'll clean my edges up. But this will you'll be surprised how much grass comes out of this little pin here. Plus it'll be kind of cool because you get to come in here and dodge dodge cows as you mow. You know, the one thing that like I said, the one big thing that's different about these plows versus the other ones is the required horsepower. To be able to pull a flat on plus have that cultivator roller in the back, it takes I think it's 345 is the limit on this one. I think that's how much horsepower is required on this particular plow. And I want to say the other ones are like 250 or 275 for that longer Salford plow. So it's, you're talking about moving into the upper echelon of the higher end tractors once you start getting over 313. That's kind of your medium high end. That's your T7 range, your stayer range. But then once you move up into the other one, that's getting into the higher end ones, with at least an engine modification to get you up over 345. And it pulls pretty good on straight, flat land, but once you start up a hill, it just dies on you. If you barely got that kind of horsepower to pull it up, it just dies on you. So let me just right quick, that's what I thought. Let me empty this harvester out so he can continue to keep on rolling. I know this is not completely realistic, but okay. I'm actually using the tractor that I've got down there is actually what I used to pull this Bergman with. So kind of pull a double duty here with the Tatra 6x6. While it's on my mind, we got a couple of new mods. I'm sure probably everyone's has jumped into the mod hub to go pick out some of the new stuff. Nothing too terribly game changing, but I do like organizational mods. Those are my favorites. We got a couple of sheds in there, a couple of they're nice sheds too. Tunnel sheds, tunnel storage. The other one's kind of a more modern kind of steel I-beam with the glass roof. It's kind of interesting. Looks good though. Any day now. There we go. Alright, let's see. There we go. Let's see if it's going to make. Yeah, it'll still create fields. Well, I speak about it quite frequently on here, Brandon. I really, 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 really would like to see some more logging mods. Um, I would love to see them fix logging. I think it's buggier now than it was in 15. I think they made some strides with the straps now. The straps, and I'm only speaking of the straps, that have made a difference. But I really, really, really do think they need to kind of, I don't know, I don't even want to call it upgrade, because what they have now is not really a great base. So you can't upgrade something that's not, built on some, at least some pretty clear and sturdy foundation. I would love for them to do some type of a logging pack. Would be awesome. With some excavators with the big claws or the big hooks at the end, so that you could properly load trailers. I mean, nowhere around here in the east does anybody pull around a big old wheel loader with a huge log fork on it. Most of the time, but they have those, it's to arrange and to keep the pile at bay. But most of them all use an excavator that's attached to the back of their trailers, and they use that to actually, stack their logs in the trailers, at least on the East Coast in the U.S. So I don't know if I've ever seen anybody load on a trailer with a big old huge log fork on a wheel loader. With that being said, I did also see in the forums today that FTR was approached, and FTR, which is the one that does the logging mods for PC, they were approached about bringing their stuff out to console because nobody else has, and they said that they submitted their stuff to see how close to it that they were. Giants, of course, sent it back to them and said, gave them some issues that they were having with console. It's got to be error-free in single player and multiplayer, and there was something wrong with theirs in the single player. They fixed it, supposedly. They sent it back in and requested it back into Giants. Giants refused it, and then they gave up because they didn't tell them what was going on. So it looks like FTR stuff is out of question. It's not coming to console. And from my knowledge, there's not really anything else out there, even for PC on a logging basis, besides huge Mama Jamma wood chippers. There's nothing else that's done from the excavator realm that wasn't done. And FDR was kind of the, even though their stuff wasn't like completely top notch, it was usable, and it worked for the most part. At least what I saw and what people had said about it. Always mixed reviews on mods created by other, users and whatnot, but I don't think that one's coming. I would love to see them break into that field and actually do logging some justice. I have my doubts. I've just spent so much time on farming and modding for farming and tractors and all the stuff they upgraded, which was great. I almost would have just assumed them just leave logging out of the question, because half the chippers don't even work. The other stuff, like I said, you can't pick up a load of logs with a wheel loader because they shimmy out of the inside of the forks, and then they wind up kind of spraying everywhere. So, I mean, it's like, I'd expect anybody to use this stuff and make any money when they've nerfed it all to pieces. So, what is going on, Brian? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, it's the midnight rant, man. It's always a rant with some stuff. I don't understand it. It's just from a business model perspective. Why would you put something and spend so much time touting something in 15 that you were going to continue to keep in 17? All in the wise to not do really anything about it to make it any better. I don't just take it out. Like there's no point. Because some people you're selling the game on it. Because I mean I got hooked on 15 because of the logging. That was the one thing that completely yes, I am getting this game. 17 I was like, yes, I'm getting this game because they're going to do some upgrades to logging. It's going to be awesome. And then we started it up and I was like, wah wah, and nothing. So yeah, chilling at the firehouse. I hear you, man. I always tell military guys and emergency first responders, thank you for what you do. I'm actually building a custom farm. Well, I always say a farmhouse. We'll call it a firehouse table. I'm in North Carolina up here in Charlotte, and I'm actually building a. We're gonna call it the fireball table for a for one of the engine companies over here in Charlotte. So it's kind of cool. One of the firehouse, I guess, has gotten either some state money or something. They got some money to redo their kitchen, so they came and talked to me about doing a custom firehouse table. I said, why, most certainly. Indiana. More pickup truck trailers. Yeah. As long as they don't bring any more. I'd tell you, I would still. Maybe I'm. I don't know. There's F-150s on the farm. Sure. There's some old, like the other one's 72 long bed Chevy is what I forget what they call it. The other truck that we got, the old one. I think that's what 72 long bed Chevy. I would love to see them do like a F350 dually, or even do any of them. Do the Chevy Silverado 3500 series. Heck, throw a Cummins diesel in there with a Dodge. There's lots of what seem to be fairly good looking mods on on some of these mod sites. I see some of these pretty cool trucks people have done, lifted them up and got some decent set of tires on them, and it'd be cool. I mean, I see a lot of those on farms around here. See a lot of just good old working trucks rather than like a kind of city slicker F-150. Oh, cool. Let's go Packers. Always, Scott. Always with the Packers. I might extend this on down. Yeah, I might as well. I just won't get too close into the interaction zones there. I don't think I'll screw anything up by doing this, but for those that are just catching on in the back end of the stream here that are new, might be wondering what in the world I'm doing plowing the inside. If the County's jacked up, I'll tell you what, the Panthers are jacked up right now. They come from a Super Bowl contention team to being last in the division. Bunch of scrubs. But we got the man of the year. Oh, Olsen, whatever. I was like, okay. He still sucked on the field. So anyway, so those guys that are wondering what the heck I'm doing, I decided, since this was a free grass field inside the cows, I'm going to do silage. So instead of going down by 32, I am cutting the grass down there by the sheep, which is down there south of, well, I guess we'll just say east of 34, west of 37, that little, almost like, the little dirt path there that leads right up to them. So that in that little hole there is where I'm actually cutting grass for that. And I've shared some of that load over here with the cows. My main thing, at least what I wanted to try to do, is pull some of this over here to make silage with the cows, and take whatever else I need to. If I need to share some of this over with the with sheep, I can, and I'm not going to need to. I just got tired of driving back and forth. That's kind of a boring, long drive all the way from the sheep all the way across the other end of the map. So plowing, what this does for me is allows me to get up here, and allows me to, every time I cut it, I get a fertilization stage. So that's why I'm going to cut it. I'm going to bring my enormous planter down here. I'm going to plant it up. Oh shoot, that was a sorry line right there. Uh-oh, James at the Waffle House. That cannot be good. Well, I'm ready for our joke of the day, man. Captain of the engine. I hear you. Awesome. I am kind of wondering what the cows are going to be doing, because I don't have any down here. My feeling is they'll just walk right over it. I don't think they'll do anything funky crazy. Paige, you're going off no sleep tonight. Alright, man. Guys, be safe. Thanks for jumping in. Maybe we'll see you later. Tell all the fire guys you're watching a farm video, and FTG and all the guys on the internet said hello, and be safe. Might not be the captain very much longer if you tell him that. You sure you're talking about farm simulator where cows freeze? Yeah, but they fixed that on this map. Supposedly all that cow freezing, sheep freezing, supposedly all that has been solved and fixed. Supposedly. We'll find out. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this little I'm just going to bring this down a couple more rows. Maybe I don't get in there too close, because I won't be able to get a windrower back in here. Something else you have to take into consideration. So let's just do. Sunflowers are killer on this game, man. They suck so much resources to draw those sunflowers in. At least they seem to on this map. I don't know if there's something custom about them on this map or not, but they seem to really use it. Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. You guys be safe, and we'll see you on here next time. Now, I don't know if the now obviously you can't hook anything to the front of this Challenger, but I'm kind of curious to see if any of those mowers actually will, even the ones that butterfly or batwing, whatever you want to call it. Kind of interested to see if any of those actually will hook to the back and still cut the grass, because that would actually be a perfect mower to have down here on a small one. Don't quite have enough money for a small one, but that would so totally work down here. Might even be something where I don't even get the big windrower. I don't actually think I'm going to need it, just because pulling silage down here, I mean, it's especially if you double cut and you're going to have double fertilization on that, not going to take long to fill up, that's for sure. Disregard, no accident. Alright, farm videos are back on. Oh, nice one, James. I always can count on that, man. I look forward to that every night, and I see your name pop up. That's our corny, cheesy joke of the day. This has been an FTG moment brought to you by James Landry. Ride mowers. I don't know about that one. I've always been on the fence about that one. Yeah, I don't know if ride mowers. I don't know. I mean, I kind of get tired of the mowers that we have, and they cut like 15-foot span. I don't know that I could deal with the 48-inch cut. Yeah, I always knew there was a reason they did the movie Super Troopers. I always thought there had to have been some truth to that movie. They wouldn't have made it. Of course, I don't know. State guys down here in Carolina, man, they got their junk. They got their heads screwed on tight around here. You don't get away with nothing down here in North Carolina with state police. Alright, so I'm just going to do one more row here. That's all I'm really going to need to do, because this is going to give me plenty. That's typical. I guess all y'all are WTFing over James's joke. It's a joke. It's just so you guys know. He's not like trolling the chat. Y'all don't worry. Well, there's one thing about it. You know what? When you need those police, they're there. Always there for a ticket, but they're always there to bail your butt out of some trouble. Right, so that is done. That went a lot quicker than I actually thought it would. So, only thing I gotta do is get some, you know what, I don't know if I have to, oh man. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna have to cultivate that, I hope not. Shoot. Alright, couple things, I might have to go get a couple of things to bring them down here, since I can't fast travel none of that stuff down. I need to straighten off this edge here. Yeah, we got bowled over here in North Carolina. We just got bowled over with a lot. A lot for us anyway. Everybody from the north and Midwest north always laughs at us when we get a couple inches of snow, but we got about 8 where I live, so we got a nice little dousing. That's a lot for us because we don't have the state trucks to go by and clear all the roads and keep everything. So that was about 3.5 days for us. That was was totally in it to win it on the snow, and then you come outside today and it's 70 degrees outside. So yay, North Carolina winters. And then next week it'll be back down in the 20s. Alright, so you can see as whatever's over there, I'm not sure what it is, but once you get to right there in the horizon, there is something that is completely shuttering the frames. I don't know if you can see it on stream, but if you see that I'm looking up on top of it, it's to keep all that out of frame rate, out of a viewpoint there. It's aggravating. It's nowhere else except for whatever's down there. It might be that forest that's over there. I almost want to go down and get all the get me a Scorpion King and just go chop all them trees down and haul them off and be done with them. Well, the thing about us, the thing about us, Scott, is that we don't have the trucks and the state cleanup departments to properly get our stuff out of the way. Now, if it's snow, it's not the snow that freaks anybody out. We don't ever get snow. Like, we got 8 inches of snow, but we also got about a quarter inch of sleet and freezing rain before the snow came. So that all stuck on the road and froze, and then it snowed on top of that. So of course, whenever they scrape the roads and they don't get all the ice off, guess what that leaves? Nothing but a sheet of ice. So that's what always does us in. So then all we have now is a little bit of dry, dusty snow on top of a half inch of ice that's stuck on the road. And that's usually what gets us. Oh yeah, man, that lake effect stuff, man, that really does y'all in sometimes. I can see in the Lawfolds here on my tractor it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, if anybody wanted to know. It's nice and warm in here. 50 tonight, tomorrow at this time it's going to be 18. Nice. Yeah, it's about like our weather. It's been 70 degrees, it'll be in the 60s, and all of a sudden it's going to dive down back into the 30s for highs. So it's really crazy for us to be at 70 degrees at the middle of January. We usually, whoops, forget that forget that thing's back there. Yeah, I think towards the end of this weekend here, they're calling for it to get a little chillier around here. Alright, let's see. So I got a couple of things I got to go get. I think I'm going to have to bring the seeder, and I may have to bring the cultivator down there. It's going to kind of suck. I'm not going to lie. I was not really looking forward to that. Because I do not think... The only other option I've got is to rent or release the Pronto, which would cultivate and plant all in the same pass. And then I wouldn't have to pull all this stuff out of the field. I can do either or, just, it takes time to do all that driving around here. Let's see, I think I'll just pull this up against the wall. Oh, cool, okay. Well, sweet. They're already down there at the field, so I will just use those on this Challenger then. That works. Thank you for that, Ryan. I was kind of curious. I figured they would. It was just a question of whether or not they would cut backwards. Because essentially, if you butterflied them, they would be on the back of the tractor backwards. Yeah. Let's see here. So I know I've got cultivator. I know I've got that over here. Whoops. Just wasting a bunch of money there. I get this guy started back again. There we go. Alright, so I got the big old honker seeder here. I really wouldn't want to use that down there. Decisions. Alright, so here's what I want to do. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and lease something. Because I only need it once. Alright, cool. Yeah, James, we should be on. I'm still pretty early into, kind of stuff I wanted to accomplish today, so I'll probably still go 2 hours tonight. So I know 1 more hour I think will be good. I'll probably have everything on. So yeah, I should be on. Yeah, and I've used the Money Mod Brandon on this map by itself. I haven't used them on the rest of them. But I did use it on this one just to get things going. I've already built up the other farms: Coldborough, Chellington, Goldcrest, Lostburg. I've done all those the legit way. So, did all those legit way. So I was like, this one, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. So I guess we could do the rapid. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna lease it. So sure, we're gonna lease it, and then we are going to fast travel it down to the store. We're going to fill it up, and we're going to take off around to the cow farm. Reset, and then we're going to go fill it up. Now, I am purposely not going to go fill this up with fertilizer because I'm not going to pay for it. Yes, sir. You guys take care, be safe, and we'll see you all next time. So I think the last one here on the very end is your seed. We're going to find out. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up because I'll probably use them all the way this thing works. But there are seeds down there at the cows, so I'm not too worried about it. Just kind of wanted to get this part done. And even after plowing, you still have to cultivate it and you know, and reseed the grass. Now, once that grass is done, you're thinking kind of, well, you've planted it, you reseed grass, it'll just continue to grow. But if you do happen to bring a cultivator down there and you just randomly want to put something else down there, you could. I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to, you could. No problem in that. If anybody's on Twitter or chooses time as I'm driving, or if you do tend to watch on Twitch every now and again, I've just as a PSA, I haven't done Twitch yet. I've got everything set up to move over there to do it every now and again. But it seems this farm, this community anyway, seems like it's kind of locked into YouTube right now. So is there anybody watching this? And you can just throw a yay or nay. You don't even have to do the nay. Just if you are watching, is anybody watching this on a PS4? Like it's popped up under your live PS4 broadcast? I don't think it would since I'm not streaming directly out of the PlayStation, but I was just curious. And if nobody says anything, then I'll just assume not. But I do have Twitter. I'm trying to stay active on that. I really wanted to use that as cool things coming up with Farm Sim. I thought there's gonna be lots of news and releases and lots of mods coming out, and so I set something up and got all geared up for it. And it's been kind of slow, not gonna lie. So if you are on Twitter though and you want to throw a follow our way, you can see our Twitter handle there. I do answer that and I stay on it, unlike some of the other guys. They just kind of have it just for a social media, but I actually do stay on it and answer it. Alright, so we got to make sure we just plant grass. That is the key here. And I am just going to racetrack this. It's not going to be pretty, but it does not have to be. So nobody hate. Yes, sir. And the only other thing, I'll need to go get my roller. I did forget that. Got a roller. Where is that thing? I think it'll be at the regular farm. So I may actually just reset one of these. One of these and get my roller. Let's keep it down here for a bit. See how this goes. A little Little Challenger's a little sensitive on the steering sometimes, especially the short one. The big one, not so much. It's pretty decent, but the small one, it can get squirrely on you pretty quick. I doubt too when I cut grass, I doubt I'll get this close into it. I'll probably stay a little bit off of the building, just so I don't get so caught up in the trying to windrow it and keep a lot of that clumped up grass out of there. Because even if I'm doing if you're doing a loading wagon, I mean, it is going to be a little bit challenging getting a loading wagon back in there. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit, skittish on doing this. So that's why I'm going to try it and see what happens. And if it's successful, then you guys can do the same thing. I'll kind of be your try before you buy. This first one will not be fertilized because I'm not fertilizing it now. But the next one, when I do actually cut it, it'll be fertilized. So I'll be good on that front. Let's see. He is barely. Is he still working? Yes, he is. Let me just double check him right here. Yeah, let me go ahead and get him emptied up, and I'll finish up down there. Now, fertilizing these fields, that 45-foot header, man, he fills up quick. Alright, now I can switch back. There we go. Fell asleep, man. Come in here and tell me you fell asleep in the chat. That's destructive to my self-esteem, bro. Yeah, man, I got the viewership, but yeah, they were all asleep. Can't have you guys falling asleep. Just watching the mesmerizing back and forth, back and forth. And nothing worse than doing seeding or cultivating when you're tired. I can harvest when I'm tired, but cultivating, oh boy, whew, and that would knock me out. Well, I am glad I got this one. This has got such a great turning radius on this horse. This is nice. And really, the only thing left, I have to wait for this stuff to grow in, and we will be set and ready to go. I've got the one thing is I was kind of thinking 33's wheat. So I could always go over there to 4 and possibly buy that one. It's one right here in front of us. It's relatively small. You could definitely do some square bales on that pretty easily. And if you just wanted to do the random, the regular Arkansas stacker, the one that stacks 16. I don't think I'm going to do round bales on this one. I think I'm actually going to, kind of do it the halfway easy way. I know Chellington, I did all round bales on Chellington. I actually enjoyed it, so I love stacking bales, round or square. It's my favorite thing to do when it comes to the animals. But so, but I think this one, I still think I'm just gonna go ahead and do just do square. That'll be a little bit easier, and I can have a few more cows and still be able to keep everything going. I'm not planning on doing pigs, just FYI. Not that it really matters to anybody, at least I don't think it does. I just don't feel like doing them. Oh yeah, thanks Mario. Mario coming in for the win. Dude, I haven't saved since you last piped in the beginning, man. I'd have been mad. Oh my gosh. So, interestingly enough, I thought that just maybe, I wanted to know if anybody else is having problems with, you said, Mario's, that yours was shutting down. There was the two mod, there was the fence mod, and there was that other older kind of canopy looking thing where it had the strips. Did you have either one of those mods in and your game was freezing? Because if you did, I've taken those out and I've not had a problem tonight, but I also left it running today. Just left it running. I wasn't even driving on it or anything. I parked all my vehicles, I turned them all on. I hired a bunch of random workers in that field I was just in, and I just literally sat in the middle and tried to put everything as I possibly could, like to get it to be under a load. I couldn't get it to crash, and it crashed 3 times eventually. Like last night or the night before, it crashed 3 times eventually. Once after I got off stream, I got back into it, did it again, and then it crashed. So if anybody out there on this map especially is having a problem with game crashing, and just let me pause here just a second, because I'm gonna pull it up to make sure I tell you guys which one it is, and you'll be able to see my screen, so just give me 2 seconds to pull it up here. Alright, come on, mods. Yep. Where is it? Okay. Alright, so here we go. Pull up my screen. So, the concrete and rust gates, see how there's an update to that? I'm wondering. There's an update to this, and then it would have been this one down here, and it also has an update. It's the vehicle shelter, the metal baser. That one right there, both of those were what was in that were new that day that this map started crashing. And the map got on this particular map, when he did the update, all 3 of them came out at the same exact time. And he said that the only thing he messed with on this one was adding fencing to some of the fields so that you wouldn't get stuck with only having 1 gate. And the other thing he fixed was the static animals that were stopped, like over at the cow fed, the sheep feed tray or trough. So either one of those things might be a reason why if it's crashing. So maybe try taking those 2 mods out. Just maybe there's something with them that, it's not really. I couldn't find anything on the forums either. So I don't know if this is widespread, or maybe if people just didn't put those mods in because they didn't really like them. I don't really know. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, so you started a new game? Wow. Were you pretty far into your old game? I'd hate to have to start a new map, even with this, and even though I modded stuff in, I still enjoy, creating some of this stuff. It's fun. Oops. Let me hit this little spot here. Don't want no bald spots in my grass. now I've got to take this back up to the shop so that I can sell it. Oh, doing it legit too. Yeah, it does suck. Alright, let's see. Do some resetting here. Alright, so I'm going to get both of my challengers and get them back up to, let's see. Alright, where's that one? Alright, that one's over there by the sheep. Really? Alright. Alright, so that one's going back to the shop. And let's go ahead and move the cedar back there. At least I don't have to drive all the way back there. I'll use it while I can. Alright, so that's going back, and let's go ahead and push. Yeah, I'll keep that down here. Let's see, the mowers are down here. So the only thing left is the other one. Sorry, I'm just like I'm just mumbling and talking to myself here. Obviously, I am. Alright, where's... I gotta figure out what the other... Yeah, this one. Where's my other one? Oh, on the other side. Durr. Alright, now we're gonna take the thing up there with quickness. Yeah, kind of piggybacking on what you said there, Mario. That was the one thing that I got really ticked off with the first Jellington map. I went in there and, you know, legit everything, and then I wound up actually going in the second time and kind of doing it a little bit of a different way. It was just a little bit more of a refined way of doing it, because if anybody's watched like my first, oh shoot, I can't, it's the only dadgum one I can't pick up with this thing. Ugh. Alright, what's the fastest tractor I got? Oh man, that sucks. Of course it would be that one. Let's see if this thing goes 30 something. Yeah, that'd be the fastest one I got up here. Oh well, sorry about that, guys. Didn't know I was going to be doing all this traveling back and forth. I forgot about leasing this thing. And the only thing I got left, so now I've got grass planted. I don't think it's going to show me anything since that was a created field. Yeah, no, I didn't think it would. Yep, nope. Alright. I don't believe that thing's already grown back. Field 26, for me anyway, from the point of, this was 3 tractors, 3 workers, cultivator, seeder, harvester, semi-trailer, and auger wagon. It's about almost a 3-hour field right there, for me anyway. Not by myself. Just keeping everything going. Dumping stuff off, dumping grains off, putting them in silos, selling them, whatever. Probably could be selling some grains tonight, but I did that last night, so I figured I'd take a break off of that. I eventually will get the money in there, it won't be a big deal. Sorry. Ah, wow. All right, so it wasn't that. So it's done it again. So you guys just hang on. I will go back to where I was. Thank you, Mario, for that lovely save game. Um, Randomly, it happened with traffic, so I am actually going to cut traffic off because that might be a reason. So I'm just gonna put a little splash ring. Yes. Well, actually, Brandon, the sim is actually completely locked up. So I'm just going to pull up a um, yeah, I'm just gonna pull up my little splash screen here, and then I will be back as soon as as soon as I restart the app. Alright, and we're back. It's so frustrating. Okay, so one thing I wanted to do, it's not those two mods. I took those two mods out. That happened with traffic. If I remember correctly, the very first time this happened, it happened up in one of the grain bins right beside a road where there's traffic. So I am just, for right now, I'm going to turn the traffic off, and I'm going to save about every 5 minutes. And had it not been for Mario, I would be really mad right now because I would not have saved any of that work. I would be livid right now. So, man. So let's do a few things here. Let's cut some things off. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. Help window don't need. Yeah. This is. I don't think any of this stuff is in. It's not a reason why. Traffic is going to be off. I can't think of anything else. Everything's normal. I don't think it could be anything off. But I am going to turn the traffic off just in case, because that makes 2 times that it's done that. Oh man, so that means this field, yeah, I was about to say it's not completely done yet. Alright, well, at least it's not too far along here. Alright, so yeah, everything should be working now chat-wise and all that other stuff, Brandon, so. I'm doing this as fast as I can. Yeah, so I don't know. I may actually put a not a support ticket or anything like that, but I actually may actually put something into the Giants forums and see if anybody else is having that problem, and see if it's something that needs to either be updated, or if we found some type of a workaround. Not a workaround, but figured out what it was, so we can either take it out, or we could take that option off. And it's very possible it may be. I don't think every single time that I've seen it has been when I've been transporting something on the road. The first time, I believe it was, I was driving the semi and I was going to sell off a big load of grain. And then the second and third time, one of them was at the shop, which is over there right by the road where there are cars. And the other one was over there up by Aberdeen Grains. That was after a stream one night. So I guess it's all possible that it is something going on there. Cutting grass. Were you near a road? Traffic? Or it just randomly just froze right up on you? Because I'm wondering if it's see, mine were all by roads. Mine was up there by the Highland Grain store, the A&M Group Grains, and Aberdeen Grains. But that one, that particular one right there froze up on traffic pulling out of that little intersection there just left of the shop. So, I mean, it wasn't even, wasn't even close to a grain sell-off point. So, I don't know. Frustrating, say the least. But after every little operation now, I'm going to go ahead and save it just because. And I can't very well. I've got too many mods in the map as it is now. I couldn't just take them all out and see, oh, does it do it? It really shouldn't do that at all. Oh man, say if I'll get corrupt. Well, that sucks. You on console or on PC? And I'm actually going to fast travel some of this stuff back to the shop so I don't have to drive it, since I'd only make this trip once. Alright, let's get that back up there. And what else? Well, let's go ahead and you get the Magnum back. From getting real cows. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can make it there without it crashing on me again. I cut traffic off. See what happens. Yeah, I meant to tell you, Dagger, it kind of came in and I got sidetracked there. We're just dealing off another game crash. Luckily, though, Mario had jumped in about 5 minutes earlier and saved me and told me to save. so now I am indebted to Mario now. It did it to me the other night. I don't think you were in here, but it did it to me the other night, and I lost about 2 hours worth of harvest and seed and cultivation. A couple $100,000 I'd made that day off everything. So yeah. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. 462. And I got a real cow this weekend. I got mine from the processor. Got lots of New York strips, some ribeyes, got some round steak, got some soup bones, beef livers, a couple of T-bones, and some hamburgers. It's like, shoot, yeah. Good old pasture grass-fed cow. If you guys ever get a chance to actually get, and I mean like, I know these supermarkets are like quote-unquote real cows, but I mean like a real grass-fed black Angus cow. It's the best thing you'll ever do. Fix you a hamburger, throw a little seasoned salt in there in your mix it all up. Make a tongue slap your forehead. Oh, I wish it was a shorter way to the shop. Such a long drive. But I don't need this seeder anymore. It has served its purpose. And where is my sail back point? I done forgot. There it is. We'll drop this back off. Return you back. There you go. And yeah, why not? Let's just fast travel that back to the farm, because that's where it's going anyway. Alright, so there's that and that. So let's see. So one thing I guess I need, only other thing I'll need is my little roller, and my mowers are down there. So I may look at, I'd say I may look here in the future. I may actually look at getting another one of these. Let's see, now I gotta find where my roller is. I know it's pretty dirty, but I don't remember where it's at. Might have to look at my map. Not unless it's right here. Wait a minute, it's on the back side. I've lost my roller. Where is it at? Alright, when all else fails, let's go back to my map. And oh, do I not have one? I must not have one. Oh. Well, it's going to be kind of hard to actually find one if I don't actually own one. Yeah, I surely don't. Well, let's pick one of those. Yeah, you know what, dude? Man, I saw that. I saw that on the way up, and I just forgot. Yeah, because I did go the long way. I don't think you can cut up through 23 and 4. I don't think. Not unless he added some gates in there, which I would almost about guarantee he didn't. Yeah, I'll do that next time. I'll shoot off right there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and buy me a fixer-upper here. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the... Yes, I'm going to go ahead and buy the SuperNet just in case I get some silage in the wall. I have had it happen before, and this R5000 just won't quite get it out. So I always go with SuperNet. It does the same thing anyway. And there we go. So we'll get that, and then we'll fast travel it back down to the farm. So I'll have it right here. It can save myself just a little bit of time. All that driving back and forth for one little piece here. And there she is. Whoops. Alright, so I'm going to take this down. I'm going to clean up the edges of my... just going to use this to clean up the edges of the field down there. And it'll give you, just in case if you do hire a worker, which on this one I probably won't, but I like to do this anyway. It gives me an idea where my actual boundary is, because this will erase the grass that's around it, but it'll definitely give me a definitive, here's where everything starts, here's where it finishes. You were in field 39 next to field 38 cutting grass. You talking about last time it froze on you? Because I mean, I guess the more people that talk about it, the more it seems like it's random. I don't really know what it is, but there's definitely something. There's something not playing right, something not playing well with something else. Something's got an error. It wouldn't keep crashing like that. And I've had some pretty crazy low frame rates in this game. Like, you can tell you're just completely bogging the PS4 down, and it still wouldn't crash. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's got to be something in code-wise with a mod or something. I bet you could probably start a blank, fresh go at this map without doing anything to it. You probably wouldn't have a single problem. So there's bound to be something in this map that's going a little bit awry. Whoa. Alright. Now. Yep. And we already got some grass growing in. It won't effectively look any different than the rest of it. And I'm actually going to use the Massey to do that, just because it won't be quite as finicky as this one. Hey, what's going on, KTM? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Chat box is frozen. Okay, let me see if I can't let me dislodge it. And let's see, we'll clear that, we'll clear that. Sure, why not? Oh, it is, man, it's frozen way back. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, sometimes you almost gotta like what you'd really call it. It's almost like reauthorize YouTube to be able to mess with it. There we go. Now we're good to go. Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe the map needs an update. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you would think at some point something would need an update. So we're talking a mod needs an update, or we're talking, you know, something. Actually, that's a pretty good straight line. I'm not even gonna mess with that, because this thing will essentially race everything down to the grass, and I don't really necessarily want to do that. Yeah, this is all fine. I'm not really gonna mess with that. I'm going on holiday. So I guess can we look forward and expect your participation in the streams all next week? Oh no, because you won't have internet. So y'all are like going on like true vacation. I hear you. Well, we almost ready to do some cow tipping, James. Let's clean up my edges here. And I'm not going to do anything with those. Only tractor tipping and bale tossing. I was going to say bale busting. And bale tossing. It's bale busting. That's better. It's better for it. Well, we just tipped the weight there. There it goes. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and put that away. Not going to need it for a bit. I think we'll need it around the farm, so it can just stay right there. Grass is still growing. And what else we got? What else this thing? Oh yeah, I know what I was going to do. Alright, let's just look while it's on my mind. What's anything selling? No, not really. Yeah, nope. Alright, let's see what... Oh yeah, alright, so they're still doing good. Alright, and let's go check. I'm gonna check my wool and see how far along that is. Alright, it's only got, yeah, I have a ton left. I still got under 100 sheep, so I'm not dealing with the same numbers I am on some of my other maps. Yeah, so to have the big loading wagon over here, the only bad thing, I would normally do that, but since I'm gonna have grass bales or round bales in there, I think we already have a round baler that came with the original map, so I did keep that along. I don't have a square one, but they're about 152 grand, so I'm sitting at 147. I could sell some things and buy it, but I just why I like to actually do the round bales. So I've already got a front loader, I've already got bale spikes. Man, I pretty much got everything except feeder wagon. That's really about only all I lack. Feeder wagon and a straw blower. That's pretty much it. Everything else is available. And it's just such a long random drive back over to the... I don't mind driving. I guess some of these some of these paths that get just completely wore out after a while. It's just like, okay, ready for different change of scenery. And this map especially is a little bit different because there's only one way to get to places. It's not like, now the shop is about the only way, is about the only thing that has two ways to get there. Everything else in this map has one road that leads into it. If you miss it, you're going to be backing up for quite a ways. But, if you get bored and want to go a different way, yeah, sorry. Don't really do that here. Alright, so, and I am looking for that right there. If you're wondering, fire hydrants where you get your water. Just FYI, and that is, I want to say it's courtesy of Mario. I believe he's the one that told me that. Let's try not to run over our Juno and try not to run over any sheepers. They will not get out of the way. Alright, and I'm going to have to go straighten that back out. Alright, there we go. And so the only thing really I've got, I don't mind cutting this and windrowing a good strip around this. This will serve pretty good for here, but I'll probably just share the load of these two. Eventually at some point I'll go ahead and get my own feeding wagon to fill up, but I'll just use this and go ahead and transfer a good load of this over to the silage bin over at the cows, because once you get a good bit of silage built up over there, I mean, it's going to last a pretty good bit. I mean, heck, even the actual grass bales that you can turn into silage, they even last a pretty decent amount of time. So I'm pretty confident once you get that thing pretty much full, get 700,000 or 800,000 liters of silage in there, or pounds, whatever it is, it'll do pretty good. I've seen quite a few number turnaround. So you got new guys in there watching. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you do like what you see, but first and foremost, just welcome to the stream. And please feel free to throw anything up in chat you want to. Doesn't matter. Introduce yourself. You plan on, keeping up with the streams. Pretty much streaming every single night. At least, as long as scheduling time allow. least a couple hours anyway. This is the more I actually drive around on this map, the more I'm still always, I don't want to say I'm amazed, but just this right here, like, that's a really cool, that's a cool shot. That's solid map planning. To think you're going to be kind of driving up into the cows on an incline like this, I mean, it's just like so typical, grading the land and putting things where the water is generally going to run down and away from, rather than sitting in your crops and sitting in a bowl. Yeah, it's just it's well thought out. Even, you know, topographically, it's set up right. A lot of respect for these guys that do these maps for free. So this is another good one. Chillington was the same way. I thought it was really well put together. So is Coldborough. Losburg is in its own right. It's just different. I won't say it's not my thing. It's just not on my radar right at the moment. I appreciate that, Brandon. Yeah, and also anybody that is watching now, or if you are watching later, if you do wind up going through some of the videos and liking some of the stuff, I always ask guys to do that, but not really just to you know, make me feel good, but just to let me know what kind of content you're interested in and what you're watching. And that would ensure that I, you know, can kind of continue to put the same content out there. I don't really do a lot of really big videos right now, or pre-recorded stuff. I actually really like doing the live streams much better. So that's kind of a thing. I've really gotten into these live streams. So going to see a kangaroo, so you must be going down under, huh? I guess that's about the only places kangaroos are. Awesome. You guys have fun, man. That'll be a great trip. Are you guys doing like city Australia? Or are you guys doing like you doing kind of like the more of the outback Australia? Yeah, you might wind up being on YouTube, except the kangaroo might whoop your tail. Alright, let's see, I'll get one more load here, and then I'll finish grabbing some things and getting some other things down there. I'll probably put my own little bale trailer down there, go and get this tractor, front loader. I guess at some point, so this is kind of what I like doing. This is always my thing. I always like doing harvesting when it's for the animals. If it just was doing harvesting and just keeping all this stuff up just so that I could have, you know, whatever. I could have a harvester, or I could have this, or I could have that. That's not necessarily what I like to do in this game. I always feel it's got a little bit more of a realistic kick to it whenever I can go in here, harvest stuff, and then sell that off, and then buy things for the animals. New equipment for the animals, new, you know, whatever I need, new tools, new implements. So that's the cool part about this game. That's probably one of my more favorite. avenues. Nice, man. Just catching up there a little bit on chat. That's awesome, dude. That'd be cool. And this was all double cut grass here. So this is not even fertilized double cut grass. Almost full here. And there we are. So I've probably still got at least maybe one more trailer load at least of this grass, and then I'll be tapped out of this grass. And I'm gonna go ahead and save. Don't make that mistake again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. What you got on all those on all those fields? You got grass and wheat and barley, that kind of stuff. Well, when I was going through my Giants Island '09, you know, field first look there, first and last look. This would be another one if you're into the wood chopping thing, wood chipping. This would be a map that would be completely suitable for that. Got a lot of trees. It's all relatively flat, relatively, you know, a low angle ground here, so it's not like you're doing on the side of a mountain like you are like a Gold Crest. Most of their mountaintop, they're all like mountaintop forestry areas, which are cool, definitely challenging, and they definitely make it hard trying to get wheel loaders to load tractors up and trailers and stuff up in that. But this is kind of has the same forestry feel. It's kind of like an afterthought. They just threw them in there. Yeah, here you go. Here's some trees to cut down. Yeah, see that right there is a good picture. And we'll back up. We'll snap us one. This might be my screeny for tomorrow. There we go. Up there where the sun reflects on that. There you go. Probably have as much fun doing that stuff as I do actually playing the game. think this will be my last, yeah, this will definitely be my last transfer load from the sheep to the cows. I'll leave that other one up. I'll come back and fill this loading wagon up later, and I'll just leave that down there with the sheep. See how long that lasts them. And then I can always cut part of that field again and then, you know, refill it. And then I will try to use the inside of this to see what happens, see how much grass, because it's going to be a pretty quick to be able to jump right out in that. So at some point, definitely going to have to start looking also at getting this compacted. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'll do that in another stream. Hey, what's going on, Fent Man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so that's coming in. So that's what, first stage? Yeah. Two and three grass, 145 a wheat straw. Alright. Yeah, I guess if that probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you, especially if you were, you know, really going to do the whole dairy farm thing. Let's see. Actually, I'm probably going to need to purchase another one of these, but I might just purchase a smaller one. Yeah, let's just do this. We'll just leave it over here for right now. I still got a couple days for I'm going to need any kind of grass over there in the sheep. I just will not need it. Alright, let's see here. So one of these will house, for me anyway, I always like doing this. One of these will house tippers, you know, any of my tractor stuff. And the other one, though, I think I may actually put grass bales, or I'll put something else in there that's, you know, a little out of the ordinary. I won't be able to put any kind of square bales on these unless I actually pull them out and then actually restack them with a like with a telly or something. I don't know that I necessarily want to get into all that. Alright, we'll put that there. So we'll save that for whenever this grass grows in. Yep. Alright, so alright, so this little guy here eventually is going to be my mower. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and save it again. I'm actually going to take this back up to the farm, and this way this will be back up in that field. I can go ahead and kind of go ahead and get it ready to rock and roll. And I might be able to get some stuff sold. I've actually got a little bit. Once that canola's in there, I'm going to have a good bit of that. Got over 100,000 in wheat. And what else do I got? Yeah, so 75,000. So when that's all in, it'll be good. Over 100 there. So my next thing is going to be getting soybeans planted. I've got one field of soy now as it is, but definitely on this map, canola and soybeans are a good way to make some money because they sell really high. Wool sells extremely high. And the other thing that I didn't really know on this map, so if anybody has not started this map yet, the one thing that I did realize is that, and I didn't realize it when I first started it, is that they actually give you everything that you would possibly need on a minimal scale now to have pigs from the very get-go, which I think is why they put the pigs there on it. A lot of people got mad at them because they put too much, too much equipment, too many tractors, too many everything on the map. But what they were essentially doing was making sure that everybody got the experience of possibly starting and messing with pigs. They had the root crop is on 30. That's where your sugar beets are. 28 is where corn is, I believe. Uh-oh, from the default perspective. And then 33 and 34 were wheat and barley. And then you have, grass scattered out throughout all of the. Oh man, dadgum, I got sidetracked there. It's going back up to the farm, not the sheep. Forgot exactly what I was going to say. No, I can't go that way. There we go. And field 1 corn for silage, yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing I've never done. I have done it, but I don't necessarily care for it, and that's chopping corn for silage. I mean, we're going to do the, that type of a harvester, and do the forage harvester or anything of that nature. I typically would just run the chaff right into it and pick all that stuff up. That makes pretty easy chaff as well. But you've got, I know, back to my original point, remember what I was saying now, you have everything to start pigs. They give you a little straw blower. It's a single bell blower, but they give you that. They give you the root crop on 30. They give you the sugar beet extraction. They give you that thing. I mean, you've got all the loading wagons. I mean, you've got enough to start pretty much everything. It's really kind of cool because it really kind of goes under the radar, because I really never even realized. I was like, oh wow, look at all this crazy equipment we have, and never really paid attention to it. I just sold off a lot of it just because I didn't think I really needed it. Turns out now I'm like, it would have been nice to keep some of that stuff. But each to his own on that. Let's see. So this is going to go back into the field. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to line these up. Because these are all going back out to the farm. Or at least they're going back to field 27. So not bad. I mean, it pretty much cost me over the course of a day. It cost me about 13 grand plus renting a Pronto, getting that squared away. So all in all, it was not a terribly produced day. It's kind of a cool pic with the moonlight there. Yeah, there we go. Alright guys, well I guess this is going to be a good stopping point for me for tonight. I'm going to make sure this is all saved. So I guess pretty much got everything done, at least down there on the farm with the cows. And my one thing, like I said, was plowing, replanting, getting grass growing, which is growing now. So that's pretty good. That's a positive. So hopefully come tomorrow I'll be able to at least get some of my other things. I want to get trailers. I want to get my front loader, all my forks and stuff down there to the cows so that I'll have everything I need down there to go ahead and start making some bales. I've got the roll belt up here. It was something that we got originally with the map itself that comes as a default equipment. So I've got that. I'll buy another Marshall trailer and get all my implements and tools down there, and I should be really good to go. Mower's already down there. So we'll see how that works out, cutting out that actual pasture in the middle. We'll see how that works for grass. see how the cows react to it. My guess is they're not really going to do much to it. And then I'll continue harvesting. So look to be on tomorrow. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be somewhere around the same time, 10:30 to 11. So appreciate you guys so much jumping in. Thanks for our new subs. Read you guys out. And if anybody else is subbed in, it will probably refresh in the morning, I would say. Possibly. I know some people actually have subbed in. I'm just going to see if I can refresh here. I don't know that it's necessarily going to bring any new names. No, it did not. So, anyway, obviously, my Twitter handle there, Full Tilt, FULLITILLED. I do keep up with it. Shoot me a message on there. Shoot a follow there. Full Tilt Gaming here and on Twitch. But for right now, everything's pretty much all in. It's all on YouTube. Nothing else anywhere else. So, and if you don't want to, don't worry about going over to Twitch if that's not your thing and you haven't got anything going over there. Not a problem. But anyway, thanks guys. It's been fun. It always is. I appreciate the chat and the banter back and forth. Really enjoy getting to know you guys. Kind of make me want to buy an Xbox and a PC and have a PS4 and just stream and play with everybody. It'd be great. But hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to throw up a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with us. I'd love that. But until next time, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be episode number 7. I'm going to stay on Lawfolds for a few more, and then I will switch off and do maybe this one in Chillington. Kind of missed doing Chillington, and I just got animals done on there, so I want to kind of go back to those and do some of that as well. So hopefully by that time, maybe tomorrow, there'll be some awesome mods or there'll be something cool comes out tomorrow. We'll just kind of hope and pray and see what comes out. But until next time, maybe we can cover those mods tomorrow night. But until then, we'll see you later, guys. Appreciate it.